Amaka was a young woman, just 25, a talented fashion designer who lived in Yaba. She had a reputation for her infectious smile and warm spirit, always seen bustling around with fabric swatches in her hands and dreams of a boutique burning in her heart. She worked hard, often staying late into the night, stitching and designing to make her vision a reality. One fateful Saturday evening, Amaka received a call from a demanding client in Ikeja. The client urgently needed a delivery. There was no question, she had to get it done. By 6:30 p.m., Amaka slung her handbag over her shoulder, the fresh outfit carefully wrapped up for delivery, and walked to the main road to catch a Danfo bus. The sun was setting behind the silhouette of the third mainland bridge, casting an orange haze over the city as the rush hour grew. Yellow buses hurtled past in chaotic frenzy, their conductors shouting their destinations like auctioneers. Obalende straight, Ikeja direct, enter with your change-o. Amaka scanned the rows of buses, her thoughts distracted by the weight of her task. That's when she saw it, a bus with a few open seats. It was one of those rare half-empty buses with only 3 people inside. 2 men sitting at the back, their faces unreadable in the dimming light, and a woman hunched near the door, her face shadowed by the brim of a wide hat. The driver didn't shout his usual lines. He simply stared ahead, his hands gripping the steering wheel. Expressionless. The woman at the door smiled, her teeth too white in the twilight. Ikeja? Amaka nodded. A faint sense of unease brushed against her, but she dismissed it. It was just a bus ride after all. Nothing could go wrong. She stepped inside. At first, everything seemed normal. The bus rumbled to life, blending into the sea of other yellow buses on Lagos's busy streets. But as they moved deeper into the city, Amaka started to feel a growing tension. The usual noise of Lagos, the honking, the shouting, the clamor of life, faded away. The bus made a sharp turn onto a narrow, unfamiliar street. Her stomach tightened. She glanced at the faces around her again. The woman at the door was standing now, her smile gone, replaced by something cold, calculating. The 2 men at the back had stopped talking, their eyes fixed on Amaka, like predators sizing up their prey. Suddenly the bus slowed to a halt. Amaka's heart raced. The driver turned to look at her, his eyes dark and empty. His lips moved, but no words came out. He didn't need to speak. His actions said everything. The woman reached into a bag and pulled out a small black calabash. She began to chant softly in a language Amaka didn't recognize. The words seemed to wrap around her like a suffocating fog. The air inside the bus turned cold. Amaka's fingers trembled as she fumbled for her phone. No signal. "Please," Amaka whispered, her voice cracking. "What's happening? Where are we going?" But no one answered. The 2 men remained silent, their faces blank, as if this was all preordained. One of them rose and stepped toward her. His eyes glinted with something malevolent. The bus jerked again, and before Amaka could scream, the doors locked shut with an ominous click. The woman's chanting grew louder, more frantic. Amaka's hands went numb, her head spinning. She wanted to run, but where? The streets outside were black, deserted. Her vision blurred as the bus took another sharp turn, and then it came to an abrupt stop. They had arrived at their destination, a place so silent, so far from anything familiar, that it felt like the edge of the world. The bus doors creaked open, and Amaka was yanked out of her seat, her legs trembling beneath her. She didn't even have time to scream before the men dragged her into a dilapidated building. The stench of mildew and rot filled the air, and the walls, covered in strange symbols and marks, seemed to pulse with a malevolent energy. It was then that Amaka understood. This was no ordinary kidnapping. The woman, the men, and the silent driver were not human. They were something older, something that had existed long before Lagos was a city, something that thrived in the shadows of the urban sprawl, waiting for the right moment to strike. And now Amaka was their prey. She fought, struggled, but it was hopeless. Her screams echoed through the empty halls, swallowed by the dark walls of the building. But in Lagos, the sound of a scream is lost in the noise, the honking of horns, the chatter of the crowd. No one heard her cry. When the morning came, the only trace of Amaka was her bag, a small designer handbag, discarded under the Ohoda Bridge. A street sweeper found it, its contents spilling out, her ID card, a few pieces of fabric, and one broken earring, a gift from her mother. The police searched, the city searched, but Amaka was gone, vanished, without a trace. And so the story spread. Like all the best folk tales, it began as a whisper, a warning passed from one person to another. Mothers warned their daughters, fathers warned their sons. Don't be in a hurry. Don't catch a bus when it's half empty. Don't get on a Danfo with a silent driver. If you feel something is wrong, trust it. Listen to your spirit. Because in Lagos, not every Danfo takes you where you want to go. Some buses, some drivers have different destinations, and some never come back. In Lagos, your eyes are your first protection. Trust your instincts. Don't let the city's rush blind you to danger. Some faces are hiding more than just a smile. They're hiding the darkness that waits to claim your soul. Always be aware, because in this city, not every journey ends where you think it will.